son of a bitch. Won't stop till he finishes the job. Death is coming for our family. I said, Grandma, what's happening to us? Years ago.
So just left from seeing Final Destination Bloodlines, and this was a very interesting movie. I am a huge fan of the Final Destination series. I remember the first one came out in '99, if I'm not mistaken. I went to a movie screen to go see it in '99. So I go back that far with the Final Destination series. And this one, like all the others, is immersed with crazy deaths. And but the storyline for this essentially ties everything together. The basis of this movie essentially starts off with the lead from back in the day, Iris. Iris essentially is the inevitable um, quote unquote start person who started this whole Final Destination series. She avoided the first death premonition that she had saw that a lot of people were going to die in a spin needle that we see in the trailer from everyone dying, and she essentially saves everyone. And with doing that, she goes ahead and enables and stops death's plan, and all these people go on and have certain lives. And so this one, it comes back tying all together when death is on its basically revenge tours to kill everyone and their offspring who survive. Now Iris's grandchildren are now up to bat to try to find and to escape death's plan for the final destination. Have to say, love this fucking movie. Everything about this movie was it. Like I loved the acting, the actors, and the one thing I can always say about the Final Destination series, they always seem to get these immersion of characters who a lot of us have never seen before. Like a lot of these are relatively unknown or non like very popular actors. This franchise, even though the leads do an amazing job. So we've got the legend Tony Todd, R.I.P. I'll get into him a little bit. Iris Campbell, Eric Campbell. These are essentially the characters that are in this. And like I said, relatively besides Tony Todd, a lot of these people we pretty much I have never really heard of. I guess you can say the star of the movie would be Caitlin Santana Juan, who plays Steffi. She's essentially pretty much the lead in. But essentially, I have to say, the deaths of this movie were just so fucking crazy. And then I think this is going to be obviously the last one, but how they tie everything together, like from the airplane accident to the log, from Final Destination 2, like they essentially tie all this together from bloodlines. And it all pretty much starts with Irish, who is the grandmother, and the one thing that I love about this, like everyone never believes like the lead character that death is coming from them, and except when people start dying, then they want to be like, oh, what can I do to stay alive? And like at that time, it's damn near too late. But the kills in this movie are what separates this movie from a lot of other different Final Destinations. Like the way these people were dying was just like. So the directors are Zach, I think it's Lip Ovasky and Adam Stein. They were the directors of this movie, and I have to say, they must be on one because these kills were just amazing. And to me, that's essentially what the best about Final Destination is. Not only is that the things that I think that creep a lot of people out about this franchise is that the way a lot of these people die, they're like almost freak accidents, but it's things that can happen in real life. It's very over the top how they do die, but they're almost a realistic version of that. You can, oh, I can see that. Like I can see someone dying like that way or this way, and it's very over the top, but it's so on the money. And I have to say, special shout out to my man Tony Todd, Candyman. He's been in immersion of these Final Destinations, and he's actually passed on last year, I believe. So they did a. It's so crazy that this is probably the last Final Destination, and it was his last role in this, along with being alive. So it's just crazy that his character didn't die in the movie, but he essentially said this was going to be his last movie, and then he ended up passing. So RP to Tony Todd, and hands down, I would give this movie probably like an 8 out of 10. It's extremely wild, and that last part, my God, I'm not gonna tell you how to end it, but I was just like, these. So I'm not gonna end it for you. But the movie comes out this Friday, guys. Be sure to go check it out. Drop those comments and let me know what is your favorite Final Destination movie and or favorite scene, death scene in Final Destinations. It's been so many crazy ones.